Welcome to you. Well, the setting was perfect, the crowd in a buoyant mood, and the players waiting at the end of that long Wembley tunnel. The 1977 Football League Cup final between Aston Villa and Everton. And after we've seen the action together, we should be taking you into both the dressing rooms to talk to the players and to the referee to get to the bottom of one of Wembley's little mysteries. But now let's rejoin those players as they come out into the Wembley sunlight.
And here they come. And what a sight and what a sound on a beautiful, crisp Wembley afternoon made for a cup final. The two managers, Ron Saunders on the left, led out Norwich here in 1973 when they lost to Spurs, Manchester City when they lost to Wolves in 74, and Villa when they beat Norwich in 75. Gordon Lee, who led out Newcastle last year against Manchester City when Newcastle were beaten, only the Everton manager for 2 months. And here comes Her Royal Highness the Princess Anne, the two teams to be presented to her. Behind her on the left, her husband, Captain Mark Phillips. And with her, on the right of the picture there, Lord Westwood, President of the Football League. And now the national anthem. First to be presented to the Aston Villa players with their tall and bearded captain Chris Nicholl. John Goodman there, and Brian Little, the man who scored that brilliant hat-trick. Andy Gray and John Dean, all the strikers up front there for Aston Villa. And Leighton Phillips, the Welsh international. He really looked very, very relaxed, as Alex Cropley. Paradis with a smile. Dennis Mortimer. And young Gordon Cowans. And the man with the Wembley touch, Ron Saunders. Well, they say he doesn't smile very often, but he too looks very happy with the situation at the moment to have got another side to this League Cup final. And now Princess Anne, escorted to the Everton side. The Everton players to be presented to her, Mike Lyons. Everton, who've never won the Football League Cup, as opposed to Aston Villa, who've won it twice and are now seeking to become the first club to win it 3 times. Captain Mark Phillips there, you can see, just ahead of Mr. Bob Lord in the light raincoat. Andy King getting a bit of heading practice. Well, Princess Anne wearing a bright blue coat. I would have thought that would have been to the delight of all the Everton fans. I seem to remember her mother, the Queen, wearing red once when Liverpool were here in the cup final as well. Well, Everton are going to the end where their supporters are. Villa to the end away to our left, coming towards us as we look at them now. So let's have a look at the two sides then. First of all, Aston Villa. No surprises whatsoever. Burridge in goal, Gidman, Phillips, Nicholl and Robson. A midfield of Cropley, Mortimer and Paradis. And up front, Dean, Gray and Little, with young Gordon Cowans, only 18 years old, the substitute. Andy Gray 24 goals. No wonder the banner that we saw earlier today said he's here, he's there, he's everywhere. Andy Gray. What a threat he's going to be then to this Everton side. Lawson in goal. A back four of Jones, Lyons, McNaught and Darracott. In the middle they've got Hamilton, Dobson and King. And then Latchford, Mackenzie and Goodlass with Telfer their substitute. And Everton's answer to Andy Gray, maybe the magic and the skills and the excitement of Duncan Mackenzie. The referee is Gordon Kew, who was here before for the 1974 Cup final between Liverpool and Newcastle, and indeed for the 1975 Charity Shield match between Derby and West Ham. So now we're just about ready then to start this 1977 Football League Cup final. Andy Gray clapping his hands, calling for effort even before the forced ball has been kicked. Gordon Kew looking at his watch. And away we go, Aston Villa attacking the goal to our left in their famous claret and blue shirts with white shorts. Everton today in an all-blue strip. Here's John Burridge. And up front, Andy Gray being watched by Mick Lyons. Gray taking it on his body well. Dean. Dobson getting in there for Everton. Trying to play it wide there for Goodlass. Darracott playing it high forward. Free kick to Everton. Latchford, 17 goals this season, and with Mackenzie will be quite a threat to Aston Villa. Leighton Phillips there looking around, making sure everybody's picked up. Neither side obviously would want to make any sort of bad error in these opening minutes. Give their nerves a chance to settle. McNaught with the kick. A long and a high one there. And it's Goodman's header who got it away. Here's Cropley. And that went off the heels of Darracott, surely a throw to Aston Villa. Joined Aston Villa in September from Arsenal, did Cropley. Now the ball with Phillips. They've got men running in there. Andy Gray touched it off nicely for Brian Little. Now can he turn this back? He can, but it went off the number 4, Mike Lyons. Here's Lyons, a little chip through to Latchford, beaten by Phillips, helped on by Mortimer, offside against Gray. The referee acknowledging the linesman, but saying that the game should continue. In fact, it's gone over the byline. It'll be a goal kick. Mackenzie. Nicol. Off balance a little bit there. Phillips wasn't though. Andy King. Nicol up again. Dobson. Really taking control there, breaking through well, finding Goodlass away on the left. Latchford poised in the middle. Mackenzie's up as well. Good work here by Goodlass, and in fact taken by Burridge. What a beautiful jinking run there by Goodlass against Goodman. Really turned the Villa player inside out. Good jump by Lyons. Here's Jones. Flicked into Latchford. Finding King. Now Hamilton. Dobson's made a break. Instead it's McNaught. Now for Darracott. Oh, tackled unfairly from behind by Goodman. A foul on Goodlass. So, interesting free kick here for Everton. A chance to float it in towards Latchford. And Lyons has come up, the number 4. There's Latchford, and behind him is Lyons. He might be the more dangerous one. There he is. So Goodlass floating it in. And in fact, Lyons is right in there. And they still can't get it away. Mackenzie's shot charged down by Gray. And Villa a little lucky there, and Everton complaining that maybe there was a handball there, they should have had so much as a penalty. There's the floating cross. Latchford didn't get it, Lyons got in there, and Nicol couldn't get it away. Well, I saw no signs of a penalty incident there, but it was certainly an escape for Villa. And here's Goodlass with McNaught up there. And the ball now with Carolus. Gidman up ahead of him. Two Villa players going for it. Dean's there. Derricott, who's inside because Mike Pejic, that Everton bought from Stoke, is cup-tied. Latchford. Nicol. Just a little bit suspect once or twice there. Anything high coming into their area of Villa, and yet they've got a lot of height in their defence with Phillips and Nicol. Jones not happy with that linesman's decision, giving Villa the throw. So John Robson. Alex Cropley. Well, he only kept that in, did Robson, for Mackenzie. Oh. Trying to hurdle his way over Leighton Phillips, and I think Leighton Phillips may have caught a packet in the face. Difficult to contain Mackenzie when he's in the mood, and as you can see, it was quite a tumble. Phillips okay. But an Everton free kick. They've powered a lot of men forward, including Dobson right in there. Fisted away though by Burridge. Hamilton trying to get it back in again. David Jones trying to get back in again. Good challenge there by Cropley. Well, a really great challenge by the number 10, Alex Cropley. Little. Straight to Derricott. Dobson. Hamilton. Duncan Mackenzie. Crowd enjoyed that, particularly the Everton fans. Mackenzie's long flighty one. Oh my goodness, that nearly went in. Burridge was caught badly in two minds. He thought that was aimed for a cross. In point of fact, some magical skills by Mackenzie. Just look at the way he wriggles through there. Looks up, floats it in, and it swerved and just caught the top of the net. Aston Villa as yet, in this opening 13 minutes or so, have scarcely, well, they've not really had a shot on goal yet. There's Mortimer getting up. Dean. Good tackle again by Dobson. What a game he's having. Really in the mood for it. Telling everybody to get up now. Latchford versus Phillips, and a good turn there by Hamilton. Jones playing it forward towards Mackenzie. Robson's there under pressure. Oh, and there wasn't much to spare. Well, there wasn't much to spare there, as Mackenzie was accelerating all the time as Robson played it back. Just half a foot in it. Phillips. Lyons, Hamilton. Kept his head well, kept the ball, then found Derricott. Poor ball by him. Villa throw. Terry Derricott. Little. from McNaught, and McNaught stuck to him well, this young Scottish number 5, only 21. That's Brian Little and Terry Darracott. It's a sunny old day. Gidman, a long throw. McNaught's header. Little in with a shot. Minimum of backlift, minimum of effort, but very, very positive. Gidman's long throw. That could be a warning for Everton. McNaught only half got that away, and look how quickly the little man was in there, but it was too high by Little. Kenzie's backward header. Robson chipping it away. McNaught. Good lass. Nicking it on. Nichols header. Good lass getting back as Mortimer takes possession. Carradus to Gidman. Obstruction by Goodlass. A free kick to Villa. And the last hurrah comes up from Midland throats. They've had enough in this opening quarter of an hour of Everton making all the running, pushing forward. Now they can see the claret and blue shirts coming into the Everton penalty area. Goodman with the free kick, lifted high there towards Chris Nicholl, and it'll come now for Andy Gray, lining it up. Oh, and he headed across the face of that goal. It was little Brian Hamilton, in fact, who got the header there and put it away. Now, how on earth could they allow Andy Gray to have that amount of space after Dean had nodded it on? Look, we can sort it all out until Hamilton turns it away. Gray might well be a little annoyed with himself for maybe not making more of that opportunity, but they've got a corner. Hit in low this time. A little try to backward header. Gidman there, very sensibly trying to get it wide again, and it'll come through now for Lawson. I think it's fair to say that Everton have worried Villa, and Ron Saunders will be the first to admit that Everton have worried him maybe more than he thought. Everton backing off him, so he finds Cropley. A touch to Mortimer, speeded forward for Andy Gray. Now Mortimer again. Here's Little, straight to this left touchline. Chipped in deep there towards Dean. It's the first time that Little has strayed to this side of the field. Hamilton had half come with him. Curling cross, just a little too high always for John Dean. Dobson pushed in the back by Carradus, free kick. So 20 minutes gone. No extra time played in the League Cup final. And no magic yet, just one piece really, in fact, where he very nearly scored by Mackenzie. And Nicholl. Well, Goodlass kept that in well, and it nearly paid off because it came through to Andy King. Well, there's the little bit of magic by Goodlass, and look how it falls to Andy King. So it's Goodlass now with the corner. Hit in lower this time, and Mortimer got it away. Well, at the moment, the favourites are not looking the favourites, Aston Villa, and it's Everton. Well, they're looking to Andy Gray to pull them out of this rather poor start they've made. Still no goals, though. Deep in defence, and in fact, Villa have brought everybody bar John Dean back. But it's Everton at the moment who are looking the more comfortable side. Cropley, Dean. Getting in their tackles well. They're putting one or two good passing movements together in the midfield. And Villa at the moment are spluttering along. Villa, the 11-10 on favourites. Robson putting that straight to King. Darracott. Latchford. Robson. Some really good, strong but fair block tackles going in there. Nice touch by Hamilton for Latchford. Hamilton again, trying to play it wide there, and it just got to Goodless as well. But here's Nicol. Look at Dobson. Well, a pity they didn't play the advantage there, because Everton were really on their way as Latchford found Mackenzie, but it was a foul on Dobson, who really is putting a lot of pressure on Aston Villa, and Chris Nicol really left with a desperate attempt to try and stop him there. Had to resort to rather desperate measures. So Mackenzie up and Lyons up for Everton. Andy King with the free kick. And McNaught coming in. Dobson. Robson away. Only Brian Little up. Supported now by Mortimer. Well, Mortimer got up quickly. Here he is. Little in the middle. Carradus has stayed back. Andy Gray's come out quickly. The linesman's flag is up. Andy Gray not happy, but linesman quite positive. Mortimer had got up so quickly. The cross came in, and Andy Gray presumably given offside there. Well, the man of the first half, for my money at any rate, is Martin Dobson. Tremendous galvanising effect he's had on Everton from the midfield and coming forward, and that sort of thing spreads through a side. Mackenzie's after this one. No penalty, nothing given. Mackenzie disappointed. Nicol getting it away. Lyons before Gray can get to it. A throw to Aston Villa. Mackenzie feeling that was a push in the back. Dean to Mortimer. To Gidman. Carradus. Dean. McNaught there. But finding Little. Gray, the little touch there. And Everton calmly get themselves not only out of trouble, but springboarding forward now into an interesting position. Latchford. King's in there, here's Goodless. Still Ronnie Goodless. Hit well, deflected too, but Burridge behind it. Gathered a bit of pace there as he got towards the penalty area, did Goodless. And he let fly left-footed. It took that deflection there, but Burridge was always behind it. Free kick to Aston Villa. Gray up and hopeful. Lyons back and watchful. And Gidman now taking it. But he's got to come back a yard or two. So here's Gidman now with a kick. 4 minutes to go to half-time. A long one that comes through to Andy Gray. Hustling, and in the end, Jones was happy just to hack that one away. Gray complaining again bitterly about something to the linesman. He really does seem to be out of sorts with himself. He doesn't look a very happy man at the moment. Here's Carradus. Hitting some lovely left-footed passes, this time finding Brian Little. He's gone past Jones. He's got King up there, but before King can get in, he tries to find Andy Gray. Here's King. Lost his balance. Found Lawson. finds his backward header. Latchford in. Goodless. Dobson. Darracott. The struggle to get to that, and it's fallen for Dean. Gray is up. Still with Dean. Wide of the goal. All beginning, in fact, on the halfway line when Terry Darracott was caught out a little bit, sending Dean on his way. And there goes the half-time whistle. Martin Dobson, I think, has been the best player of this first half, and Everton have fractionally had the better of things against Aston Villa, who've not yet quite played the way they played when they demolished Queen's Park Rangers in the semi-final. And I think the two managers, Gordon Lee there of Everton is one of the fellows, and Ron Saunders of Aston Villa the other, who will be off to those dressing rooms to the right-hand side as we look, who will have plenty to say in the next 10 minutes, and the hope of transforming what has been rather an ordinary League Cup semi-final so far into something rather special in the second half. Two sides who've cancelled each other out in so many ways, and two players going off, two sets of players going off, looking just a little puzzled that it really hasn't come quite up to expectations yet, and hoping that they can do something about it in the second half. Half-time score then in the League Cup final of 1977 from Wembley. Aston Villa 0, Everton 0. We'll be right back with the second half. Well, a slight delay to the start of the second half. We're waiting for Her Royal Highness Princess Anne to take her seat. She's ready, so are we. So too is referee Gordon Kew. As we start the second half then, 0-0. Everton now attacking the goal to our left in the all-dark strip of blue. Here's Mortimer now for Aston Villa. Andy Gray right up there. Villa so far, no comparison with the side that's excited a lot of people over the last 3 or 4 months. There doesn't seem to be the same amount of running and verve in the side as there was then. But now maybe the second half will be a different story. Carradus shrugged off the ball there by Jones. In fact, it's a throw to Everton. Both sides in good form at the moment. Aston Villa have won their last 4 and indeed conceded only 1 goal in doing so. Everton, under the influence of manager Gordon Lee, have won their last 5. Hamilton. Well, you shouldn't try dainty things like that so close to goal, and it took David Jones in the end to stop Dean getting away. So it's a throw to Villa. Here's Little. There's a long, high, interesting cross, and Lawson safely gathering it. Well, I wonder what the Everton bench has been saying at half-time. There's Gordon Lee with Steve Burtonshaw on the right of the picture. Phillips, Mortimer, Phillips again, nice drag back. Now Nicol, here's Kidman. Long ball towards Andy Gray. Got up well there, nodded that down nicely for Mortimer. Trying to play it inside again. Lyons there, but he's only stabbed it out as far here as Phillips. Oh, has he given it away? He might still have given it away. Dean, and Lawson, he might still have given it away. Now the goalkeeper's right out, and in the end, Everton get it away. But what a series of terrible mishaps there. And Lawson, the absolute hero in the first place, calmed down, he says. And all beginning when Mick Lyons gave a terrible back pass. Gray was onto it like a flash. That was the situation. Gray was onto it. Dean had his shot beautifully saved. And now with the goalkeeper right out, the ball comes through to McNaught. There was no foul there, just to the right of the picture, and Everton escape. Here's Dobson. Given away to Gidman. And did Darracott catch him? Apparently not. Or maybe he did. Linesman having a word there. Now whether he saw something that the referee did not see, or whether he had something said to him. Now what's going to happen? Calling all the players to him. Now what's this about? He's calling all the 22 players to him. Now what on earth can this be about? I've never seen anything like this. The two captains there, Chris Nicol and Mick Lyons. Well, they're looking puzzled. Really, it's not been a game that's been in any way unpleasant. Been some strong tackles and some very fair tackles. Now, whether somebody has lost something on the field, I think somebody has lost something on the field. They're all looking for something on the field of play. Now, what on earth can that be? And the other linesman on the other side of the field has come on as well. They found something on the far side now. What a mystery. Well, something, I don't know whether something has been thrown onto the field. What's the linesman got there? Well, John Gidman, the Aston Villa #2, who's down near the touchline here, has just told our cameraman down there that he thinks it's a part of a musical instrument that's been found on the field. Well, after that little mystery, which we hope we'll clear up for you a bit later on, the game is underway again. A stoppage of about a minute and a half to 2 minutes. The most unusual stoppage, I would have thought, in the history of Wembley. Playing it safely wide here for Andy King. Inside, and a nice turn by Goodless. Played again there, but Andy Gray right back this time, and Leighton Phillips playing it calmly, carefully wide, this time for Gidman. Carradus. Phillips. Villa launching a few forward now. They left only a couple back. Over on the left is Cropley. A man with a very good left foot. And that's not a bad little chip either towards Dean. Wide of the goal. Cropley with a lot of space, and Everton let him go. Nice flighted cross again. Dean up well. Probably off Mick Lyons in the end. But a goal kick given. Not really a dish to set before a princess this afternoon. Now Dean. Oh, and now Andy Gray. Well, it was either Jones or Lawson who got in the way there as Andy Gray went roaring in. Andy Gray was down and still is down, and referee Gordon Q's attention being called to it. Now let's see how it happened. Dean's turn. And it's Jones and Lawson who come out there as Andy Gray goes stretching forward. It looks like he caught his right leg, in fact, on the goalkeeper. Well, the Royal Box will be glad to know that Andy Gray's all right. And it's Alex Cropley with the corner for Aston Villa. Oh, what a bad corner. No, me. In fact, he's had a good second half, Alex Cropley. He's covered a lot of ground, and he's put in some good passing movements. The corner was awful. Mackenzie, Hamilton, Jones. Foul given, linesman flagging. The referee confirming a free kick for Everton, but a nice smile there from David Jones and an apology from John Dean, and it really has been that sort of game. It's the one bright spot on the day that it has been a game played in a marvellous spirit. But there's not much else so far to say for it. Lions up again. Jones knocking this one in there towards Latchford. He wasn't far away with that one. Slightly different angled free kick there by Jones. Hit in much firmer. And Latchford not far off the mark. Getting in a powerful header. So John Burridge with the kick for Villa. Foul that time by the Everton skipper, Lyons. On Andy Gray. So Phillips with the kick. Dean. Back for Mortimer. Villa have brought a lot forward now. Andy Gray trying to play it back again to Leighton Phillips, and he's hit the ball in fact off an Everton defender for a corner. There, Chris Nicol there, Villa up in force. They've left only Robson back. Copley with a long free kick, or rather corner. Nicol turning it back in again, and it only wanted a touch from Dean, but he couldn't quite apply that touch. Robson right back. Everton coming out quickly to make him hurry up his mind. And in fact, no offside was given there. That's a good throw by Lawson to Andy King. Mackenzie up. Dobson coming up quickly. There's Mackenzie. Laid it wide for Jones. The first time ball hit in there for King again. Mackenzie knocking that down for Dobson. He's hit that, but not well enough. Nice sharp move that by Everton, though. The ball played in early by Jones. A nice touch there by King. A good touch again by Mackenzie. And Dobson not quite getting the power that was required or the direction. Well, Aston Villa and Everton, with men like Ron Saunders and indeed Gordon Lee. There he is on the right, manager of Everton. Between them, they've got 20 minutes to save something from this rather disastrous day so far. 0-0, and not much to shout about. Taking on Darracott. Wow, can he find something here? Didn't really cause David Lawson any problems at all there. He only got one goal this season, Frank Carolus. He turns Darracott nicely there, but always under it. So it's a goal kick. And I think there'll be just time for that kick to be taken. Oh, that could have been a dangerous one because Gray was in behind there. That pass by Lyons. Whistle already in Gordon Pugh's mouth. A look at the watch. A look at the other watch. And the Football League Cup final is drawn, which means they've all got to do it again in Sheffield on Wednesday night. Goalkeeper's not particularly troubled today, David Lawson or John Burridge. The defence is really dominating this game, and the forwards not finding any way past them. Dobson a very fine first half, and not a bad second half, but a man who had a marvellous second half was Alex Crockley for Aston Villa. So a few handshakes and a lot of frowns in the crowd, I would think, from people who felt that they would have expecting something a good deal better than this. One of the poorest League Cup finals I think we've had at Wembley.
Well, indeed, those were the best moments of what, as I said, must go down as one of the most disappointing Wembley finals of all time. So far as the spectacle of the occasion goes, at any rate, certainly there was some good defensive work by both sides. But it probably only confirms what you read about the game in your newspapers this morning. Some papers didn't even bother to lead with this Wembley final. For example, the People talk about it as a con-trick. The Sunday Mirror say, talking about goals, what a pity we didn't get one at Wembley. And quite bluntly, the News of the World called it a £300,000 yawn. And that word yawn features in the Sunday Telegraph headline as well. Yawn, wake up by Wednesday, with the Sunday Times chipping in, heaven help us all, at Hillsborough. Perhaps the most damning criticism of all, though, came in the Sunday Express, Wembley washout. And no wonder our football writers treated a game this way, because now in 66 seconds we remind you of the only moments of goalmouth excitement in the whole 90 minutes.
Duncan McKenzie. Crowd enjoyed that, particularly the Everton fans. McKenzie's long flighty one. Oh my goodness, that nearly went in. Goodman with the free kick, lifted high there towards Chris Nicholl, and it'll come now for Andy Gray, lining it up. Oh, and he headed across the face of that goal. Here's Goodless. Still Ronnie Goodlass. Hit well, deflected to Phillips. Oh, has he given it away? He might still have given it away. Dean, oh, and Lawson, he might still have given it away. Now the goalkeeper's right out, and in the end, Everton get it away. Over on the left is Cropley. A man with a very good left foot. And that's not a bad little chip either towards Dean. Wide of the goal. So Martin Dobson back, and just as they pushed everybody forward a moment ago, now they've got to bring them back as Villa bring men like Chris Nicholl forward. Here's John Robson, crossed in again there, and a good catch by Lawson under a lot of pressure there.
So 100,000 fans left Wembley yesterday, I suppose, with one question uppermost on their minds. Why was it so disappointing as a spectacle when both sides were capable of producing so much? I first went for an answer to the two managers, first into the Villa dressing room and Ron Saunders.
It's currant cake instead of champagne.
That's right.
Do you think it was that sort of game as well?
Yeah, I didn't think it was a good game. Talking from our point of view, we never got started. We had a lot of players probably froze on the day, you know. Very disappointing.
Which is, it's surprising because the bulk of them were here, what, 2 years ago and playing well?
No, there's only 4 of them here 2 years ago. All the others have come through, you know.
It's a good experienced side that has done so well for you in recent weeks as well, Ron. I mean, can you put your finger on why a bloke freezes when he comes here?
Well, it's all the ballyhoo, all the tension, the build-up to the game. You know, when you get the bottom of that Wembley way and come up there, even an old seasoned campaigner like me has a little bit of a bubble in the bottom of your stomach, you know. On top of which, I think today it was a bit warmer out there. There was a lot of players, about 15 minutes into the second half, that on both sides it seemed to be gasping somewhat, you know. But it was a bit disappointing final, but let's hope on Wednesday we can make up for it.
I think the first half was good. I think that we played well in the first half, and I was pleased with our performance. And we couldn't do no more than what we did. I think the second half wasn't a very good game at all. I think it got worse as the game went on. I think the young players, in particular, both Aston Villa's young players and Everton's young players, I think they've become very, very tired, you know, and I think the passing went astray, and the game became untidy, and I couldn't see a result happening in the end.
Is there nothing you can do about that? I mean, once that happens, there's no way you can unshackle it?
No, there's nothing you can do, particularly when it's a hot day. You know, it was very humid today, I thought, and the players had difficulty in breathing. It was hard for them to run, I'm sure. Just one of these days in London, you know, in March, you know, I think it might have been better if it had been cooler for the players.
But did the players themselves realise what a poor-looking game it had been?
No, I didn't, but the first reactions from people I know, they thought it was poor. I'm very disappointed for the fans. You just got to tell them to come to Hillsborough and see us play like we can.
Your boss seemed to think that some of you froze on the day, that you were overawed by the occasion.
I better not disagree with that then, had I?
Yeah, at the same time, I mean, Villa's a young side, and you know, they come to Wembley at the age of 19, 21, 22 as they did. I mean, it's asking a lot to turn it on as they do normally in a league game, and we're looking for the big fella for guidance, and they never done it. Seriously, I never thought after the match it was a disappointing game. You know, of course, you know, everybody likes to see goals scored, but it struck me as a disappointing game. Until you just told me, thank you. Thanks very much.
In fact, one gentleman just said to me that must be the worst final ever played at Wembley.
Oh, thank you very much, Brian. Well, I think the most important thing from our point of view is that we were such firm underdogs. Everybody had written us off before the game it was even started. And I think it's probably given most of the lads now a lot more confidence, the fact that we've held them. I mean, they've been made out to be invincible, this Aston Villa side, and they were going to steamroller all over us. Well, it never got off the ground. I thought in the first half we knocked it about quite well. And then what bit we had, I thought we lost in the second half, and both teams lost it towards the end. And you know, alas, it wasn't a happy game for the supporters to watch.
I didn't think it was very exciting, I don't suppose, you know, not playing in it anyway. But I didn't realise it was as disappointing as people are saying. You know, we didn't get going at all until about half an hour into the first half.
Why do you think that is, Andy?
I don't know, Brian. Maybe it was nerves, I don't know. You know, I couldn't put my finger on it. We gave the ball away so many times, it was unbelievable. It wasn't like us at all.
Strangely, one of the talking points at Wembley yesterday had nothing whatsoever to do with the play, but with that stoppage early in the second half when referee Gordon Kew called all the players together and asked them to go searching for something.
I think that was the most exciting part of the game, was it? He said there's some spurs. I think there must have been off the band. There's 3 spurs spread about the pitch, and he asked us each to go and stand in our position and have a look round.
I forgot my position.
Yeah, that was the best I'd played all afternoon, I think.
I thought it was going to walk off.
Yes, Alex, thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
I think he must have thought it was such a bad game, he called us all together to take us off.
I think it's what a lot of people thought.
Come on, man.
I was going off. Come on, lads, buck up, give us a game.
In fact, it couldn't have been an easy decision for the referee, Mr. Kew. Could he explain to us how that situation had developed?
Certainly, we knew that one spur had been lost off a bandsman's boot. As he marched off the pitch, we were given that message, and we found that. And then, apparently after the band had got down into the tunnel, the police got a message that 2 more were on the pitch, and they got the message to the linesman, who was able to tic-tac to me. And when I heard about it and we were told that there were dangerous things, we simply called the players together and said, would you go back to your normal positions and have a look around you? And we succeeded in finding it.
What would have happened if you couldn't have found it? Say if it had gone sort of 5 or 10 minutes without finding it?
Well, of course, we weren't absolutely sure that they were on the pitch. They could have been lost in the sand, etc., as the band was marching off or on. So it was a question really of having a quick look round to make sure that there was nothing dangerous that we could see, simply for the safety of the players.
Sure.
Well, now the teams go off then for that replay at Hillsborough, Sheffield on Wednesday night. Everton, incidentally, likely to be without their midfield player, Martin Dobson, who had a really brilliant first half, but took a knock in the back just before the interval. I must be considered very doubtful, he told me yesterday. But do the men involved think it'll be a better game at Sheffield?
I would like to think so, yes, I would hope so. You know, unfortunately, this game has a funny way of putting you in your place. Every time you forecast something, it goes the other way. I forecast that some of my lads might freeze, particularly the younger ones, and for once I was right.
It'll probably be a bit different, I'm sure. There won't be so many people to start with, and the atmosphere will be different. But, you know, it's still a good final, and I'm quite sure the Everton people want to win. My players want to win, and we just hope that we can produce it on the night and win it.
Well, we've played 3 matches with Everton now. They haven't scored by us, have they? So you got to fancy us, haven't you?
I think it's a little bit of an anticlimax to go to Sheffield Wednesday now, as it always is. I mean, who's going to be interested in who won the League Cup on Wednesday night? I think this is the question people are going to be asking. I know obviously the Everton supporters or the Villa supporters, whoever it may be, will be delighted, but apart from that, it's a non-event, isn't it, really? I think I'm not so sure it's such a good idea not to have extra time as well, because it was such a non-event at the end of the game when neither side really knew what to do or what was happening. But there you go. It's still worth fighting for, and I think obviously we're feeling more confident now that we can do it.
Well, I'm sure it will be a cup worth battling for. Well, of course it is. Apart from anything else, it carries that entry into the money-spinning world of the UEFA Cup next season, and every club wants that. But Duncan McKenzie did raise a good point, echoed, I must say, by a number of people I spoke to at Wembley Stadium yesterday. Why was there no extra time? And when you think that some people had paid £7 for a ticket, I think it's fair to say that yesterday they got less than value for money. Indeed, currently, I doubt if there is a major cup competition anywhere in the world that does not have the provision for extra time in the final. Now, I know in the past some English clubs have been reluctant to have extra time, feeling, I imagine, that it's unfair for a cup tie to be won or lost on the error of an exhausted player. I think that's wrong. But whatever the reason, we believe the Football League should recommend an urgent decision to bring back extra time for future Football League Cup finals. We are believers in extra time, that everything should be seen to be done to get the final result in a cup final. Well, one result we know we're going to get for sure comes tonight at the end of a really busy weekend for football, because tonight it's the PFA Awards dinner at the London Hilton Hotel, when the players themselves will be choosing their Player of the Year. And I can tell you that at this moment, that is the best kept secret in football. Who is the winner? It's going to be a great night, I think. Dickie Davis and I will be there to bring you the big names, the excitement, and the name of that winner. That's on ITV, 10:30 tonight, the PFA Awards dinner. Well, at least the two sides from yesterday do have a second chance at Hillsborough on Wednesday night to make things up for the fans. Now, this is the scene that'll be played again then, and I'm confident that these players and the two managers will now do everything possible to make it a final to remember in 1977.